All right, here we go. We are live. All right, so how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good, man. We already had a little bit of a conversation, but let's get into this. Just gonna check on the other phone, make sure the audio and everything is good. Let's see. Wait for a few people to get on. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, we good.
See.
Yep.
Cool. All right, man. So let me center this thing a little better. Let me see, but we are live. There you go. All right, here we go. So again, thank you for being here.
Of
We,
course.
we already had a early dinner.
Yeah.
We already talked a lot about that stuff. It was kind of hard, honestly, because there's a lot of things that I want to know about him, and so I was trying to like have a conversation, but not to learn too much about you.
Mm.
So that way, as I learn it, it's like with other people watching you.
Yeah.
But let's start off by introducing yourself.
So my name is Kevon Lee, author, activist, motivational speaker, ultra marathon runner, husband, father, man of God. Yeah, and I just love empowering the next generation.
So that's a lot of good stuff, man. So the way I found out about you, I reached out to you. A friend of mine, Carmelita,
Mm.
you spoke at a school where she was,
Yeah.
right? What school was this?
I spoke for I think it's called Chabot and Cal State East Bay. They had a conference for
Okay.
their foster youth in their program, and so I met her there.
So Carmelita, she's my friend from she did a bunch of races. I think you mentioned that she showed you like medals and all this
Yeah,
different
yeah,
stuff.
she
She's
had
done
a
she's done
lot.
a big shout out to Carmelita. She's been with like I think I know her from the day I started with my events.
Hmm.
So that's how I found out about you and then quickly from there send him a DM and we just started chatting up about a few things. One thing led to another and he signed up for our 100K. So
Yeah.
so the more I looked
You
into it,
threatened me with a good time, so I
hell
was like,
yeah,
okay, I
man.
got to do it.
And the more I looked at it into your page, there's a lot of very inspiring things. So I think what I want to do now is like to get to know you more,
Hmm.
and I want to ask you like, where did you grow up? Like,
Hmm.
did you grow up around here?
Yeah, so I was born in San Bernardino, and I'll go into a little bit about my
Mm-hmm.
background. So I was born in San Bernardino. Mother and father is on drugs, running the streets of San Bernardino. Mother is a prostitute. Dad is running the streets. They're both doing drugs and stuff like that. And it's crazy because my mother, and she tells me the story all the time, but she didn't find out she was pregnant until she was actually in prison. So she was in prison for a few months, and a woman actually came to her and
Oh,
said, "I don't."
pregnant?
Yeah, she found out she was pregnant,
Oh, shit.
and she didn't go to the doctor at first, but a woman came up to her and said, "I don't know who you are, but you're pregnant, and your baby's name is gonna be known all over the world one day." And mind you, I'm in San Bernardino, right? So I'm thinking it's gonna be for the most wanted list. I mean, when I hear my name is gonna be known all over the world, I mean, everybody around, nobody does great things around me, right? Everybody in my family, especially what I grew up around, they was either on drugs, homeless, in prison, or dying at a young age. And so when my mother used to tell me this, I knew it was for nothing good. But anyway, she went to the doctor. Doctor said, "Yeah, you're 6 months pregnant." She did have me, and so grew up in San Bernardino to about the age of 5. And I'm gonna just make this quick, but at the age of 5, mother doing crazy things as she did back then, on drugs, running the streets, ended up getting shot twice.
Your mom?
No, she got shot and I got shot. So she got shot twice. I got shot twice.
How old were you at this point?
I was 5. So 5 years old. Yeah.
What's crazy about it is like, and it's not a funny matter, but so technically you were in prison, right?
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
weren't born yet, but you were in prison. Like,
Yeah.
that's just crazy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got shot. 5 years old. Goes to the hospital. First 3 days I'm in a coma. I wake up to all these machines attached to me. Hand full of like a cast. Hard to breathe. I got shot right here in my ribs, right under my lung. And then in about 5 weeks, I made a full recovery. But that's when I entered the foster care system. I dealt with homelessness and all that. And then my grandmother, she came from Mississippi to down here when I was 7. I started living with her when I was 7. Then at 9 years old, I went to Mississippi and I lived out there actually for 7 years until I came back out here my sophomore year.
So at this point, where is your dad?
And it's crazy because I always tell people when you go through extreme trauma, it's either you forget everything or you remember every single detail.
Right, right.
And so I remember that night, my mother and father they was arguing, and my mom told my dad to leave that night. And so my dad left, which I thank God now that he left, because what if he would have got shot and he would have died,
Right,
right? So
right.
my mother's living, my father's living. So he left that night. He came back the next morning, and my mom, she was already out the hospital. And they asked, and then dad asked my mom like, "Hey, where's Kevon at?" And mind you, my mom is on drugs and stuff. My dad describes it as he looked at her. She had a blank, stone cold face, and she said, "Your son got shot last night." And he couldn't even process it. He said for like the first 20 minutes, and then he just broke down crying. So my dad had left that day. Like I said, they was on drugs. They doing a lot better now. They're not on
Right.
drugs. They're clean. So they're doing a lot better than they were back then. But things have consequences, and so so I got shot, and so my dad is in my life now though.
Do you know who shot you guys? Or
Yeah. So I do know who shot me, and I didn't even find out till about what was it, 4 years ago. Now this is crazy, right? I read the court case,
uh-huh.
because I wanted to know more. I wanted to know the truth because I didn't know the full thing, right? So I know why I got shot and all that. But the guy who shot me, they were charging him with well, attempted murder,
Attempted
right?
murder.
Attempted murder. They dropped it to uh, assault with a deadly weapon, and then they dropped the case fully against me. So the guy who shot me, he served time, but not for shooting me. He served time for shooting my mom and another guy who was there. So he didn't serve anything for shooting me.
So obviously, when you're growing up, I think I shared with you, I did grow up in the South Bay, but believe it or not, in the '90s, and it's pretty crazy because I didn't realize how much younger he's. Like, I'm 20 years older than him, and it's
Yeah.
pretty fucking crazy, man. And sorry, I don't know if you, I don't think I ever heard you curse at all, but it is a 20-year gap. But I feel like sometimes I tell my sons that a lot of people now they're getting into a lot of things with his meditation. There's or things like that. But I'm always impressed because I didn't get into none of this stuff until I was doing good. I don't have the story that you have, but I didn't get into some of the stuff, the habits and things that you're doing already until recently. It's like 20-year gap. So I think it's a good thing for all the negativity out there. There's a lot of positives. I
Yeah.
think younger people are more awake to certain things. But going back to growing up in the South Bay in the '90s, I had a lot of friends that were involved, including myself. We were around certain people. There was gangs, there were shootings, there was a lot of drive-bys and things like that, even in that area. But when you're around drugs and things like that, that's the type of things that are going to happen. But was there any reason, or was there a reason why this individual was trying to kill your mother and your? Or, I don't know if he was trying to
Yeah.
go after you too,
No.
or you're
So
just collateral.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
collateral.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So the reason is my mom was a prostitute at the time. The guy promised her, I believe it was $50 to have sex with her. Well, for them to have sex. So they had sex at a hotel. The guy only gave my mom 30. The guy went to the restroom. My mom stole 100, and the guy dropped my mom off. So at where we live. So that's where he found out where we live. So he found out like, oh, this woman stole my money. I'm going back to get my money. And of course, my mom was like, no, I don't have your money. And so that's when he shot my mom, shot Robert, and then shot me.
That's nuts, man. To shoot someone over $100, even if that's still not that long ago. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
when it is. Fucking $100, bro.
yeah. I mean, and then shooting their kid too.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah,
wild, bro.
now that I'm older, I have a daughter now, and I just can't imagine,
Being in
being,
that,
yeah. I mean, I would never hurt anybody anyway, but to do that to a child who's innocent, I can't imagine it.
it has to be people that do that. Like same thing. I can't imagine like hurting like an individual like that, or why even what's inside of you to want to do that.
Exactly.
That's pretty. But you're talking about this story. How does it feel when you start talk about it now as opposed to were you always able to talk about this stuff, or has it been more recent, or you know?
Yeah, I've always been very open about my story. I never been somebody to shy away from it. And I mean, I do it for a career now, right? I travel the United States and I get to talk, speak about my story, and that's what I do. And so I never really shied away from it. And I knew that, and I didn't find this out into college, that if I could get my story out there, I knew it could change lives.
Definitely. Now, With the story that you're saying, siblings, brothers, sisters.
Yeah, so I have one sister who I never met. I think I met her, but I don't know. I was really young when I think I met her, but she's 31,
Mm,
and my brother is actually in prison right now for murdering two teenage boys.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you have a relationship with him before he went in?
Nah, we didn't have a strong relationship. He's my mother's son,
Mm-hmm.
and then my sister's my father's daughter. So I mean, I didn't have a relationship with them because I grew up with my grandma after I got shot. My brother was out here, doing in gangs, running the streets and stuff, and my grandmother really protected me from that.
So you didn't really had like a relationship with him?
He calls me. Yeah, so we talk. I asked him how he's doing. He's very, to be honest, he's very positive to be in prison. And judge telling him you got life without parole. He's very
He was
positive.
already convicted?
Yeah, so he tried to appeal it, but the appeal got denied. So he's saying hopefully with good behavior here get out in like 25 to 30 years. Um,
How old is he?
he's 39. 39. So that's like 60, 70 years old.
And how long he's been there already?
Since like 2019. So six
I
on
mean, it's
going on
not that
7 years.
far away. It's a couple of 7 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But so they
So
gave him life,
life without
no
parole.
parole. Damn, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, it sucks, right? And so my grandmother, she really shielded me from. It was probably she shielded me from that, but also she also whooped my butt. So anytime I got in trouble, I was scared to get in trouble, do anything. And it definitely carried me on to my grown-up years because I mean, even now, like I don't smoke. Nothing wrong with smoking. I don't drink.
Right.
And it's not because I think something wrong with it, but I see like there's addicts in my family, and I just don't want to touch that.
Yeah, I had that conversation with my girlfriend about, in general,
Mm-hmm.
how for some people, like in my family, we all casually, people like to drink a beer and that,
Mm-hmm.
but it means different than when you have family that have that kind of background.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for some, a drink might not be that crazy, but when you grow up and substance has created such a messed up, like,
Mm-hmm.
experiences in your life, I understand that. And it's not good for you anyways.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
regardless, especially now you're getting into fitness stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So how old when you got shot? 5?
Yeah, I was 5. Yeah.
W- I'm pretty sure there was a lot of things going on around that time. When did that transition to you being with your grandma? Did that happen right after you got shot, where things got a little more, I don't know what you would call it, normal, or where you didn't have
Uh.
things like happening like that?
Yeah. So right after I got shot, went to foster care.
Oh,
Yeah,
foster
so
kids.
I was in foster care. I was in a group home, and I stayed with this woman named Miss Barbara. And I don't know if she's even still alive,
Mm-hmm.
but I wish I had contact with her. She treated me like a son.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing woman, right? And then at 7 years old, my grandmother she got custody of me, and then the adoption was final when I was 9 years old.
So officially, legally, your grandma
Yeah, so if
adopted,
you look on my
became
birth certificate,
your legal guardian.
exactly. So if you look on my birth certificate, it'll be my grandma's name. My parents' name isn't there.
Was their grandpa around?
No, no, no. I mean, my grandma never really talked about him, but my dad did, and
Mm-hmm.
my grandfather was super abusive. He used to beat on my grandma. He used to beat my dad and his siblings. So he was very abusive. And he passed away. I think I was like either 11 or 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm listening to the stuff, man, and it's I don't know. It's just crazy because like you always think of like your own upbringing and stuff,
Mhm.
and I say it like pretty lucky. I feel like I didn't have nothing like that.
Mhm.
So then it's just, I guess, soaking it in and takes things into perspective. Not that you're grateful that you didn't live through it, but then I don't know
I
why.
mean, we all go through
I don't know
something
why
though.
life. Yeah, we all have our own destinies, but just I guess the point, I guess, is that yeah, you don't really know what's hard until like you hear other people's stories and
Yeah.
things like that. So how was high school for you once like you were with grandma? Did you get in trouble, or you were just,
Um,
or the fear of her whooping your butt, like did that keep you straight?
Hey, I mean, I was never, and she would always tell me I was so easy to raise. So I was never a bad kid. Kids just being kids, doing dumb stuff. That's when I would get whoopings, and it definitely taught me lessons. But high school, man, high school was both. How can I put this? I was hiding behind myself, if that makes sense. In a sense of like, on the outside, I smiled.
Mm-hmm.
People used to call me Mr. Personality because I was funny, very motivational. I got along with everybody. I even won homecoming king, so people knew me, right? But behind it, people really didn't know that I was this very insecure um, boy because I used to be 300 pounds, and I remember one day I woke up and I literally said to myself, I'm gonna count how many times I get called fat because
Damn.
I couldn't count on my hand how many times people said my name, but I knew people would say fat A, fat B, whatever joke
Were
comes
you
out
at
of.
that around that weight at high school already?
Yeah, so I was 300 pounds by my sophomore year,
Okay.
and I stayed 300 pounds to almost I graduated. But I literally woke up one day, I put on an outfit, didn't look right. I put on 8 different outfits until I put on the first one that I put on, and I said, you know what, I'ma just wear this. Went to school. Literally, as soon as I get out the car, what's up, fat A? Boom. So I'm counting them. Nobody's knowing I'm
That
counting,
you're
right?
doing
So I'm
that.
counting. I'm counting. What would you say? How many times do you think I got called fat in one day?
You were counting it?
Yeah, I was actually counting.
It's kind of sad, but probably 20.
20. Okay, so by the end of sixth period, fifth or sixth periods, right before football, I got called fat 39 times, right? And I'm thinking to myself like, okay, this isn't a high number. Got to football practice and numbers started skyrocketing. By the end of the day, I got called fat 107 times.
Yeah, I mean, being in high school and now I can say shame of it, whatever. I was super skinny in high school, man. Like, so there's always something, right? But I can, yeah, that shit happens in school, man. I don't know why, but when we're in that age, everybody's pretty cruel, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, kids are
everybody,
cool.
and nobody's sitting there around thinking about, your history, what you went through. But one thing is that, did your personality change? Because obviously, having dinner with you right now and talking, I feel it right away, your energy and everything. But how does like one go from like living what you lived, and some people can literally even probably take their own lives or completely get in their shells, and not do nothing. But how do your personality change, or was it always like this one? I guess.
So I would say I was always very outgoing. When I was younger, I used to be very angry though. So I used to get in trouble at school because if something happened, I would throw a desk, I would throw a chair.
Okay.
I used to cry all the time. But that day I got called fat 107 times. I realized that day I was tired of it. I was tired of going to school where I got treated like this, and I was tired of living in a world like this. Grandmother picked me up from school. This is my junior year of high school. She goes into we lived in a probably 400 square foot place, very small, right? She goes into the room. It was a one bedroom place. Her room was the room. My room was the living room. I went into the kitchen. When I thought about committing suicide, I never thought about shooting myself, hanging myself, cutting my wrist, cutting my throat. I always thought about grabbing the biggest knife in the kitchen and stabbing myself in the stomach. So I went up in there and I grabbed the knife, and I felt like God spoke to me, and He was telling me, "Son, don't do this." But I didn't want to hear none of that, right? Because you gotta think, I'm 300 pounds. I'm getting bullied every single day. Like I'm laughing with them, but behind closed door, I'm crying. I hate. I literally thought there's no way in this world it was possible for me to lose weight. And I remember praying and asking God, literally, this would be my prayer. God, I don't know what I have to do, but please, like I'm taking all these pills. I'm trying to diet. I have a waist trainer. I just want to lose weight so bad. I'm getting tired of getting bullied. And I remember in that situation, he told me, "You have a purpose," and that's when I dropped the knife. But it's crazy because right before he told me that, my grandmother, she said what I wanted to hear the whole day was my name. She said Kevon. Mind you, that whole day,
Yeah,
none of
they're
my
calling
friends
you
are.
by your name.
Exactly, nobody's calling me by my name, but my grandmother said my name, Kevon, and that's when I dropped the knife. And that's when I realized, you know what, I have a purpose, and I don't have to take my life. And it'll get better. Like I didn't know then I was gonna lose weight, but I knew that okay, if I took my life, there is somebody that loves me in this world. My grandma, she loved. I could honestly say that woman loved me. Because she gave up everything for me, like her house, her car, like just to come down here and adopt me. So that was really the driving factor for me to like change my life eventually.
Is your grandma still around?
No, she passed away in 2020. So
I'm sorry
to
to hear that.
pancreatic cancer, yeah.
Oh shit. So that was basically like losing your mother,
Yeah, it,
basically.
it, it was hard, man. It was hard. Yeah, that was like losing my mom.
And you know, a few times you mentioned, and I noticed that if you go on his page and stuff, very like on the spiritual side, and you mentioned God. When did that became more like, or when did you feel like you had that connection or believe in God? Because
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna have it all your life, right?
No, no,
Especially
no,
when you're
definitely.
younger, you just
No, like when I no, absolutely not. I used
yeah,
to go to church and never listened.
just waiting to like
Just
all of us, they're just waiting
yeah,
to leave.
yeah. Grandma talking for 90 minutes after church. I'm like, Grandma, I'm ready to go home. But uh, so my grandmother last words to me. She had pancreatic cancer, so she's staying with family a family member, her other grandson, and her daughter in Mississippi. And you know, so she's on hospice. And her last words, and my wife now, but my girlfriend back then, she said two things to us. She said, "Be good to each other," and then she looks at me and she says, "Never go wayward from God." That's what she told me. And when she said that, I felt that because when she was like on essentially like her deathbed, like she wasn't mad, she wasn't upset. She was laying there saying, "Thank you, Father. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like literally, and anybody could tell you this who was there. She was just thanking him every single second, praying on her deathbed. Like she knew she was about to go, but those were her words, right? And so I think that right there, just that type of faith, like even when you're dying, you still have this unwavering faith. Really brought me closer to him. And I mean, at that point, it's like it was putting those nuggets, those seeds. And then me and my wife, back then girlfriend, we started going to church together. And then we got baptized together. And I got baptized because she got baptized. But a year later, I was at this conference, um, and they was doing baptisms. And I just felt like this push, like now you have to do it for me. Because at first, the first time I ever got
Just went
baptized,
along with it.
yeah, yeah. So the first time, my grandmother was like, "Oh, you getting baptized?" Didn't even know what that was. Got her baptized. My second time, my wife wanted to get baptized, and this was when she was just, I think, fiance at this time. So I got baptized with her. And then the third time, like, you know what? I need to do this for me and Jesus, me and Jesus alone. And so that's when I truly surrendered my life to Him.
Yeah, I think on the spiritual side, I think you hit it right there. I think what you were seeing with your grandma, it was like she was at peace
Mm-hmm.
because of her faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as a Mexican Latino, most of that come from the background are Catholic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the last couple of years when I met my girlfriend, we've been through Christian church, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, God is God regardless of religions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I've been that I admire and that I've been trying to do with my own life,
Mm-hmm.
where like you know the whole thing with faith and it's be like what I admire is like what I see the peace that it brings to people,
Yeah.
you know, and that's when someone of faith and that's what you get out of it.
So what we just heard in church, they said peace isn't an emotion, peace is a person.
Hmm.
Peace is Jesus. Like you're not gonna have peace with anything else, but He's the only one who could give you that peace. And when our pastor said that, it was just so profound to me because it's the absolute truth. I'm trying to find peace in worldly things, right? And I mean, I wasn't too crazy, but it wasn't until I switched my radar to on Jesus where I really feel peaceful.
Yeah, I mean that's deep. Now, yeah, it's hard. So initially, when I reach out to you and we want to talk about, you know, races and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but like I said, we want to keep talking about this. It's kind of hard, honestly, because it's like, cause it's kind of like, how do you even, like,
Yeah.
not that I want to switch to that topic at all right now, because we got time there. I mean, this thing is live. We could go as long as, but yeah, that's how impactful it is what you're doing, man, because it's just, even for me, it takes you back a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of like, you know, there's obviously bigger purposes, but sometimes fitness, it kind of ties down to that.
Yeah.
It's just a way for us to find maybe what we're looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's how like you went through a lot of hard stuff, and it kind of made you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe sometimes people didn't go through that, but maybe that's why we end up in situations in life that fitness and doing hard events kind of takes us to. So I guess that is true. Like suffering and adversity do bring out the real you.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, man. So in high school, you said you were playing football.
Yeah, I played football in high school, so I was
Did
a
you
center.
run?
No,
You played. They
absolutely.
put you on center because you were big.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Like
played center, right?
stand right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So boom, hike the ball. And I mean, the position was fun. I had fun. You get me pancaking people. I mean, it was a lot of fun. But no, running, absolutely. I used to get mad when the coach would tell us to run. Run, oh, heck, come on, coach. Like, that's not even me. That's them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, running was not in my sight at all. Not in my vision.
And as far as like I told you earlier, like we were talking about different people that motivate you, and I shared with you that for me, it was Eric Thomas, it was
Yeah.
Les Miles, and I told you that I actually you say you seen Eric Thomas in person, and you mentioned something about just feeling his presence, right?
Yeah.
But I can tell people, I mean, you're on video, you're not gonna know that, but yeah, talking to him over dinner and just feeling, you definitely feel a presence from when someone has that kind of drive and purpose, and that's why you know, people can say anything online and say, "Oh, I'm excited about this." I was legit like excited to talk to you, man. Like I never met you.
Right.
We
That's
never
cool. Yeah.
we chit chatted a few things about that. He signs up for the race, but like because I had asked him to come on. Like I knew that I didn't want to know too much until I got to know you. But yeah, like, as I learn more, it is kind of like it's a little hard because it's like you got to process sometimes the
Yeah.
information, you know.
Mm.
So I told you earlier, you obviously have a gift, but obviously you can't just have a gift. There's a lot of gifted athletes,
Yeah.
and then they screw that up and they don't do nothing with it.
Mm.
But at what point did you know you had the ability to talk to people, and at what point was there even a thought of like, I can talk to people. I went through some stuff in life, and I'm doing pretty good. Like I have a purpose. At
Yeah.
what point did you thought like you could do that for others, basically?
Yeah, so it's funny because in high school, and I actually got like a couple of videos, especially this one girl. Her name was Mallory. She would always record me and say, "Hey, Kevon, what's the motivational quote for today?" And I'll just bring something out my butt. Don't even know what I'm saying, right? And then she'll just pause and be like, "That was deep." And so but I was always this positive person, right? I don't like negativity. I was always this positive person. But so I end up losing the weight right after high school. So in a year, I lost about 140 pounds, right? So even off of that, people are looking at me like, oh my gosh, how did you do it? You're so inspiring. Like, well, what do I need to do? Can you help me? And things like that. Going into my junior year of college, my friend, he sends me a video, and it's a motivational speaker called Inky Johnson. I didn't know what a motivational speaker was. I never even heard of not one motivational speaker. Listened to it, and it was on YouTube, and then it went to Eric Thomas. And this was Eric Thomas beast mode. He's talking about the line. He's talking
Yeah,
about, you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. And then I text him back. I said, hold up. Like, bro, what is this? He said, these are motivational speakers. And I was like, hold up. Eric Thomas, like, I mean, of course, he got a crazy story too, but he ate out of trash can. Like, your boy got shot. I said, hold up. If he could do it, I could do it too. Like, people's already telling me I'm very motivational. I mean, I'm already doing a lot of advocating for fostering homeless youth. And so starting that day, I literally would go around and say, hello, my name is Kevon Lee. I'm a motivational speaker. So every single time I meet somebody, I will say that. And then, so that was on July of 2019. October of 2020, I'm on a Zoom call because this is COVID. And I introduced myself. I said, hello, my name is Kevon Lee. I'm a motivational speaker. And mind you, I'm in my room by myself, and a woman on the call, she said, you're a motivational speaker? I look around like, who is she talking to? Yeah, because nobody ever like rebutted it. Nobody acknowledged it, right? And she said, oh, we got an event on January 29, 2021. We have a 15-minute slot. Do you want to come be our speaker? I said, absolutely. Now, at the first, I didn't know exactly what I was going to say, but I knew that if I could tell my story, it could really change lives. So that was my first time ever telling my story.
What event was that? Like, what type of people were you talking
Yeah, so
to?
it was like to foster youth educational. So foster educational. So like teachers, liaisons,
Okay.
and people like that. So I spoke to them, and mind you, I prepared for the speech the morning of, right? Because I was like, okay, I know I want to talk about this, but how am I going to do this? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Um, I got a standing. I guess you would call it a standing ovation online. People clapping. I see the
Oh,
comments.
because it was COVID, it was not in person?
It wasn't in person, so it was
That's
on.
tough,
Yeah,
bro.
so it was online, right?
That's hard.
But it kind of made it easier because I could look at my notes. Like now, when I speak, I don't have any notes. I just go out there and whatever comes to my heart, I say it. And I also prepare too, right? But yeah, so that was my first time ever doing it. And then from that call, a woman said, "Hey, I want you to come speak to my youth. Can you come do it?" And I said, absolutely. And so I just kept doing it to where I did. I mean, I was getting paid like a little, not anywhere near I'm getting paid now, but I probably did like 300 speeches for free. Because and then, but what it did was it got my name around, and also
Just practice.
practice is that
Yeah.
practice,
Yeah.
right? And so now I could say my speech without even thinking of it. It just comes out now. But yeah, so that's when I started. I said, you know what? My name is Kevon Lee. I am a motivational speaker. And so Eric Thomas was the one, like, that's when I first heard about him. I started listening to him. And I literally became a motivational speaker.
So before I forget, because I wanted to ask you, I seen on your bio, so it's motivational speaker, but also when at the description I put on the video, empowerment. So what would be the difference between motivating, empowering?
Yeah,
What are the
so
difference?
and I loved it. And I start 99% of my speeches by saying this, right? I tell
Okay.
them I'm not a motivational speaker, I'm an empowerment speaker. I was at this event, and it was for like one of my first big events. And I mean, I killed it, right? I'm talking about people coming up to me, they're crying. I feel like the mayor, they want me to kiss their baby. Like, I killed it. This guy at the end, he comes up to me, he says, "You're not a motivational speaker." I said, "What are you talking about?" Like, I felt you. I'm pretty sure you felt it. I'm
Five
like,
days do, man.
like, did you not just hear what I? And he said, "Don't ever call yourself a motivational speaker. Call yourself an empowerment speaker. Because what you did right there, you empower me to be better. I'm not leaving here the same." And so I realized that day that because you always hear people like, "Oh, I'm motivated to do something,"
That
and
just
then next thing you know, they don't follow through with it. But when you hear somebody like they're equipped with it, like they're empowered, like there's nothing that's gonna shake who I am. That's what empowerment is. So I always tell people like I'm not here to motivate you, I'm here to empower you. And if I could do that, then I did my purpose today.
you know what's so crazy about that, and that's what I told you earlier. If you recall when we were having dinner, let me get some water. You good with that? Or you want
Yeah, yeah,
something
I'm
else?
good with that. This.
So check it out, guys. There's a bunch of beer here, but we're sticking with that freaking water. That's the beer leftovers from the aid station. Um, if you go look on my Facebook page, kind of like when people ask what is Machete Madness, and I said that it's like events that are like definitely going to push your limits, and it says in there, but they're going to empower you to believe in yourself. That's why that caught my attention, the empowerment part, right?
Yeah.
I also seen a lot of things of when people talk about motivation, because like motivation is just like a feeling, right?
Yeah.
It's just a momentum. It can come
Exactly.
and go, but what is the thing that keeps you really getting the results? The discipline. So I
Exactly.
guess in that sense, it's just kind of like motivation. Yeah, it's like you can motivate someone getting pumped up, but the empowerment is like the discipline part.
Exactly. I mean, like people always tell me, like, oh, especially after I'm doing all these races, people are like, oh, like you're motivating me to do it. They start running for a little bit and then they fall off. But then I have other people that, boom, they see me running, they start training, and then like my brother-in-law, right? He came to my 50-mile race, and he was like super. He started running. He did his first marathon. My other friend, she came to my 50-mile race, she did her first marathon. So now I'm trying to get my brother-in-law to sign up for
What's
your
his
50.
name?
His name is Chris Turner.
So Chris, you're doing the 50 K in April, man.
Yeah, yeah, he doing the 50K in
We
April.
decided that that's what's happening. No, that's pretty awesome, man. But how old are you at the time when? So 2021,
Yeah.
it's 4 years ago. So we're like 25, 24,
So I was 22 turning 23.
22.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy because man, at that age, man, I mean, it probably has to do with your background, but a lot of times at that age, you're not thinking any of that, man. You're not trying to motivate people. You're trying to
Yeah.
go party, man.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like I wasn't. I didn't go to no parties. Like I said, I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I guess you would call me. I mean, I didn't think it was lame, right? I spent most of my time exercising. I made sure I did my studies. I would go to bed at. I'm not lying. I would be so tired. I'll go to bed at 6 p.m. Wake up at 2. Sometimes I'll go to bed at 8 or 9 and then get up at 3 or 4, right? Because I like getting up early, so I got to get my sleep in. But yeah, man, I didn't care too much about hanging out with a lot of people, going to do all these things. And I mean, even to like today, I'm the same. Like my wife always tell me, like, you never like hang out with people and have fun. I'm like, I have fun all the time. Like I work out, I hang out. I do got a few people who I hang out with, but my fun is different, right? I do believe that people should have fun, but also work hard, right? And that's where like I battle. Like I could work, and then I forget to like take it easy until my body says, all right, we're going to get you sick so you can take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think too, a lot of stuff is like, I mean, it's not like we're saying like you're Batman or Superman, but you know how it says with great power comes
Yeah,
great
can you
responsibility. Well, I feel like because of your background, the things that you lived, and from right away, I mean, how many stories are like nothing like yours? Like they live the same thing, but their story is horrible, bro. Like
Exactly.
very sad. Like they do the same thing. They go into drugs. They go into, and so the fact that you didn't go that way and you're going on this way, you know yourself that your purpose, especially with your faith, you know that your purpose is bigger than that.
Exactly.
And again, I'm one that loves to party too, but now I am 46, but so definitely the partying part, it hits you longer, especially if you're trying to do like I just ran, we're talking
the
about
50
50
mile,
miles with
yeah.
my girlfriend. It sounds like casually just saying we ran 50 miles, but that's still 50 miles, man. I'm fucking sore. Like
It does a lot to you.
that's still hard. So like we
Yeah.
can't party that bad. We still like to have our fun, but I think that's what it is, man. Like, you know, you find a purpose and that's what you're doing with it. Now, was your school like, you know, I think a lot of people that follow our stuff and ultras, it's probably like the age a little on the older side.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a lot of teenagers like tuning in, but this is on YouTube. So any parent, anybody else that has someone that maybe needs a little guidance, definitely they need to tune into this and get something out of it.
Definitely.
Don't feel sorry for yourself because the fact of the matter is some people live some fucked up shit. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry to use that word, but that's the reality. Some people live there, but some people embrace the victim mentality. They let their circumstances, and maybe they just mentally they don't have that in them or their faith. That's not, whatever the reason is. But if you know anyone that is struggling, anyone that can relate to with him, you know what happened as a young man, and then after that living, you know, foster care, his grandma, and all of that, anything that you grab from it, just definitely share it with someone like, you know, that they could get something out of this. School wise, for your career and what you do now, and he gave me this cool shirt.
Yes, sir.
Go, go make a difference.
Uh-huh.
We will talk about it more why he decided to put it that. But at first, I want to ask him about school. Is your background anything related to what you're doing?
Yeah, so I got my bachelor's degree in kinesiology. I got my master's degree in higher education leadership and student development, and I'm getting my doctorate right now. So May of 2027, I'll be graduated with my doctorate degree. And I mean, it does correlate to it because I know I work in education, right? So all my contracts and stuff come from education. When you hear somebody that has a doctor, like, oh, did this sound
It'll be
cool?
Dr.
Dr.
Lee.
Lee. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Who is this?
we have to call him Dr. Lee.
I know they gonna think people always joke with me. We gonna think an Asian come in the room, but then we gonna see this black man, right? So
Is Lee the last name? Is that's not that's what does that come from? Like
oh, so I mean, I always joke. It's probably my slave master, right?
so his fucking name is Lee.
Yeah, so his last name was probably Lee. But my grandmother, her first last name was Caraway, but you know her maiden last name. But she got married, so Lee. My dad last name Lee, and then my last name. So, so yeah, so I guess that where it came from my grandpa, and so of course his lineage. But yeah, so I am still in school, and that takes a whole nother discipline, right?
When do you expect to be done with that?
May of 27. So I'm actually I just
That's not far. That's next year.
yeah, that's in about what 15 months? No, yeah, somewhere like that. I don't know, 18 months.
So this April you'll do our 100K.
Yeah.
And you're just getting started in ultras, man. At your age, most people doing ultra are like older than me. And
Yeah, I'll be like the youngest at
so,
some of these.
So when you do our 200 miler, maybe the next year,
Yeah.
when you run across, we'll be Dr. Lee.
Yeah.
Dr. Lee.
So I'm actually, I was telling myself, like, you know what? October 2027, I want to enter that 200-mile race. For sure. I want to enter it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, your education. And I wanted to know if it was like, so, and that goes back to, again, I know myself, I have a 21-year-old and 18. My oldest, I shared with you, he's automobile technology. He's almost done with that. And he loves working on cars. My youngest, he was asking me about like the steaks that he wanted to grill them. It seems to be like he has some interest in like in
like
culinary,
stuff?
culinary or so they're finding the way. So I think it's pretty awesome that like again to share this and if young people have a chance to watch this, it's like he's making a living, not just making a living. He's basically empowering others, while you know that's how he makes his money.
Yeah.
And his school is actually, you know, he did go to school for that. You know, so that's as far as like to move on from like the education and all of that. So your goal is to get your doctorate.
Yeah.
What other goals do you have? Because I know, again, I know now you're speaking to different audiences, as schools. You say you have a tomorrow. You have a speech tomorrow at school, right?
Yeah. I got a speech at University of Redlands, but I'm speaking to Foster Youth. So they're not students there; they're high school and middle school age.
But they're bringing them there.
Yeah, they're bringing them there. Yeah.
What's your ultimate goal when it comes to your career? Like,
I will. That's a hard question. I mean, I have miniature goals, but when it comes to this, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not monetary. It's more of I really want to make an impact, and it's not even like I mean, it's hard to say,
I
right?
mean, and it's not a okay. Let me phrase it back. It's not a specific question because it's like if you're playing football and you made it to the NFL, your first thing will be to make it to the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Second thing will be to win a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. But I guess in your type of field, um, is there something specific where you would say I made it?
Yeah. Okay. So when you say that, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could just speak forever, right? But definitely, I do have some plans. I want to come out with my memoir. I came out with a children's book, but I do want to come out with my memoir within the next few years. Absolutely. Right now, I'm working on my dissertation, so that's taking a lot of time. But I want to work on my memoir, get that out here, become an expert in the field of foster youth, which I'm recognized in the field, but I want to become like the speaker for it. And I mean, just continue what I'm doing, right? I don't know what the future holds,
Right.
but I mean, I work hard every single day. Like every single day, I give it all I got because I know, just from experience, like I'm on, and I'll tell people I'm 27. I feel kind of old, but people are like you're
Nah,
still super young.
no. So the reason when you told me your age earlier,
Uh-huh.
and that should make me feel old as hell, is because like what you're doing and things like that, it doesn't feel like your age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not like you look. I mean, you look hella young, but like,
Yeah, I get told that like when
yeah,
I'm
no.
emailing people and then I finally meet them, like I
Who the
thought you were
fuck
gonna
is
be a
this
lot
kid?
older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just I guess like who knows what's normal, right? But typically, I think I think you're gonna end up for whatever you think you're gonna sky's the limit, man. Because I feel like the reason that a lot of speakers and again we're thinking like Les Brown, Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
I feel like they started for sure way older, and I feel like I don't know when they started, but I feel like sometimes the things that life teaches you, it comes with age. Like you can't
Exactly.
really books can't teach you that, but it's like but definitely the
Experience,
experiences
yeah.
you had, or I mean, hopefully it would have been nicer if you would have gained those experiences not in the way you did. Like you don't
Hey.
want to get freaking shot to learn
Hey,
that.
I tell people all the time, like, I mean, it's kind of, it's kind of like cool, like, yeah, I got shot. You know, it's
50
kind
cents,
of,
dude. 50
I know,
cents.
like, I lived through it, but, I mean, we all go through things for a reason, right? I mean, in hindsight, it's like, okay, I needed to go through that, but when you actually going through it, you're like, God, like, why me? Like, out of all your children, why do
Right.
I have to go through this? So it's hard to see it in the moment, but when time passes, and I always tell people, like God has brought you through everything you have been through. You have 100% completion rate. You have 100%, 100-0 record. He's always brought you through. And
Yeah, everything
so,
you're living is you're supposed to.
exactly, right? So everything happens for a reason, and it's always to build us and not break us. Like what was meant to break us, wasn't supposed to break us. It was supposed to build us. And once you get to that mindset, like okay, this is just a part of the story. Your outlook on life becomes so much broader and brighter and positive because you realize that okay, this is just a part of my story. This is just life. Everybody goes through something. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
We don't know what people go through behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
I done went through deaths in the family. I done went through so many things. I mean, but I don't talk about them. I mean, I talk about them during my speeches, but you wouldn't see that because I'm always smiling. I'm always
Yeah.
hype. I'm running. You wouldn't think I'm a doctor, student, father, husband, full-time entrepreneur, and yeah, I still make time to get these runs in, right?
Run ultras.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
So
into that right now, but yeah, it's so crazy because like early on, when social media came about and I went through my own journey and a lot of people started following and that's how Machete Madness came about. I share everything, bro. People says like every little details. I mean, there's like if people search really, really back down to my last YouTube video, it's a video of me crying. I look like crap, man. I look like a defeat. I look very sad, like a very, not just sad literally, but like a very defeated. And there's something in the video where I said like, I'm gonna look back at this video and I know I'm gonna be okay. And it's so weird to look go. It's like 13 years ago and
Yeah.
it's still there. And it's so weird to see that. But yes, I used to share a lot more stuff. But I share with him a few things on a personal level that have been challenging for me the last couple of weeks. I had a couple of days where like I didn't even go to my room. About a week ago, I literally just slept on my couch, man, and I was almost like, I know what depression feels like, and I was like, I know it's kind of sometimes hard to understand if it's depression or it's just sad.
Yeah.
But again, there's challenges in life. I choose now to not share everything because at the same time, it's like I know everybody's going through stuff. So I know sometimes it's hard because people can relate when you share and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going through the same. But there's also a fine line because I, I felt like I'm at a point with like our stuff that we do, where you want to enlighten people. You don't want to
Yeah.
just make them sad too.
Yeah.
but it is important, and that's why I wanted to talk to you to hear that. Um, anything you else you want to add about from like your upbringing and what you do now as your career?
Um.
Any message?
Nah. I mean, to go make a difference.
What's what the okay? So what's what the shirt gonna make a difference?
Yeah.
It's
So
pretty
this.
self-explanatory,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. So this is actually my second version. So the first version is just a black shirt. It's super cool. It's like the OG. This is my second one. People love this shirt. But it came about because at first I was making a shirt that said Kevon Empowers, right? Which is my Instagram name. I'm like, now I'm thinking to myself, ain't nobody gonna want to wear a shirt that says Kevon Empower. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm not like Louis Vuitton or Calvin Klein. Um, so like I need a brand, right? I have the story. I need a brand, and I was talking to my mentor, and we like he's super funny. His name is Roy. He's so funny. And then so like we was like fake. We was arguing, but like fake arguing, right? And I was like, man, I just can't figure out. And he said, there it go. I said, what? He said, go mad. Hashtag go make a difference. And so that's where go make a difference comes from. Because no matter what field you in, whether you're a teacher, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether, I mean, sure, you're a custodian, you're a child, your goal should be to go make a difference, not just in your life, but the life of others. And so that's truly what I live by. Just making a difference, not only my life, not only my family life, but the lives of the others.
and again, I wish you guys were like here in person because since the whole time we've been talking from dinner and now, I definitely feel the difference. And I told you a few things that were like sometimes you come into life with your profession, with the things that you're doing, almost like a crossroad. Like, what are you gonna do with this? Which direction you're gonna go? And it's the weirdest thing, man. Like talking to you, it's almost like, in a way, opening up a little. I know what I want to do, but it's almost like almost reassuring that that is what you know with
Yeah.
this whole statement about making a difference. Because when I was telling you about what's the point of like just having these events and there are some really hard races, but what's the point of that? Is it
Yeah.
just so people show up and suffer or don't finish my races? But the opposite of that is like, and I've been knowing that's what our events about is to make a difference.
Yeah.
Meaning that, right now, and now we probably you want to get into like you're running,
Yeah, definitely.
so he's gonna do our 100K. He already looked at like he knows it's hard. I've been telling him how hard it is, but what's gonna happen from now? Like we're basically what like the next 4 months, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess the next 4 months. I mean, you have most of December, 4 or 5 months. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
a race that comes around. What are you gonna do from here and there? And this is where I think, and which is what I hope for, is where we're making a difference. That for those that are gonna take this serious, and you should, because it is a these events are very hard. Like it's a
Yeah.
wear and tear on your body,
Mm.
even on your mental and everything. And we do get something out of it in every way, right?
Mm.
But the empowering will come is like we want to empower you to believe that you could finish this race.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, to you to finish this race, I'm not joking. You're gonna have to do something a little different than you already
Yeah.
did. Whatever got you there, now you just gotta. You already know what you need to do.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping what people really see is that what they're gonna get is that they're gonna get the best version of themselves if they put in the work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're not just gonna show up. You say you shared with me you had some goals of losing some more weight.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna do that. You're gonna become stronger. You're gonna do all of that, and that's where I think like where our purpose is for
Yeah, definitely.
different ways. Whether it's I love to talk, but it's like I'm sitting in front of like someone who's professional talking, so it's kind of like it could be intimidating for sure. But I think having a purpose that's that's priceless,
Yeah,
and regardless of how you do it, but as long as you're making a difference, right?
definitely.
So how did you even get into ultra running? Not just ultra running. What was your first? you said obviously you were a center.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't watch football center is literally what he says. He's the biggest dude in the
And
middle of the field, and his job is to protect the fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's why you're there at wall.
Yeah.
And you didn't like to run. No, the thing about it, man, nobody likes to run, man. There's a
Yeah.
few people that said, but I don't like to run.
Yeah, I mean, even to the day,
We
yeah.
just do it because
Yeah.
it's hard, and
Exactly.
So when did you start like consistently running, or was there like a first race that you signed up for? What's the first race you signed up for?
So when I first started running, it was COVID 2020, so it just happened. And it was around literally COVID happened on my birthday, March 19th. That's when they shut everything down. Like I thought I was gonna go to dinner
Happy
with my
birthday.
girlfriend. I was like, dang, can't do nothing, right? They shut everything down. But about a few weeks after that, I started cycling because my godfather, he gave me a bike. And then I'm on YouTube, and I'm just like, man, I can't lift weights because all the gyms are closed. And on my algorithm, this guy named Nick Bear. I don't know if you heard about him.
I know Nick Bear.
Yeah, Nick Bear.
I met him at we met him in Dallas.
Oh, cool.
At the High Rocks.
Oh, High Rocks, yeah, High Rocks, yeah, High Rocks.
I have his freaking supplements.
Yeah, so I got him too.
He's a freaking beast.
Exactly, right? So I seen his video, and this is when, I mean, he was still big back then, but now, I mean, his brand is just, like, he's like the brand for running now, right? Yeah. Back then, he was like mostly lifting, but he was getting into running. He wasn't the beast he is now. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go outside and run 3 miles. Mind you, it was 95 degrees outside. And I went out there, didn't know nothing about running, didn't have running shoes. Man, I was wearing the opposite of running shoes. Went out there.
Some Jordans.
Man, some thick New Balances, not even running shoes, right? Went out there and I did 3 miles in 33 minutes, right? Mind you, it was my first time ever doing.
Well, that's not even bad though for the first 3.
Yeah. So I was like,
not even bad.
I was like, oh, I mean, honestly, I just did that, and then my girlfriend, she was like, "You're crazy! Like you just ran 3 miles, like you are absolutely insane." And I said, you know what? I'm gonna run 4 tomorrow. So I got out there, I did that, and I just kept going. I kept going to the point where, because I was riding my bike also, I started signing up for like Olympic distance duathlons, small little triathlons. I'm still not the best swimmer, but when it came to my first race, and it's funny, my first actual just running race, it was the 50-mile race. And I remember I was just on YouTube.
That was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
Okay.
So I was just on YouTube.
Which one? Which 50 miler is that?
It was Machete Trails.
Okay, I know which one.
Yeah. So it was brutal, right? I mean, I'm training for it. I hired a coach. Like I'm taking this thing serious. And I remember I was just chilling one morning at like 3 o'clock, and I'm watching runners, right, on YouTube. And there's woman, Courtney Dauwalter, right? Absolute beast. Yeah. I said, man, I'm about to go sign up for a 50-mile race. So I just looked up 50-mile run, and then boom, that run came up. I was like, 9,000 feet of climbing, 50 miles. That don't seem too bad, right? So I signed up. But I wanted to do this thing right because I've never ran up to that point more than 20 miles. So I said I want to do this thing right. Even though I got a degree in kinesiology, it's still good to like hire a coach, somebody who's holding you accountable. Hired a coach. My prep was 4 months. I got all the way up to like 30 miles and like 6,000 feet of climbing, which is pretty good for somebody who's doing a 50-mile race. Went to the race, and shoot, I wouldn't say I killed it, but it killed me. But
you didn't have a half marathon. You didn't have a full marathon.
No, I didn't have a half. I didn't full.
You went a 50 miler.
Yeah, my first race was a 50-mile race, and then everybody around me was like, "You're absolutely crazy." And at the end, I'm like, "Man, 50 miles. That's like the pinnacle. Like, ain't nobody running 50 miles that I know." Now I'm like, hold on, there's 200-mile races.
Pretty sure no one in your immediate family or anywhere around if you have a family reunion, no one has ran that.
No.
You're the only one.
Yeah, I'm absolutely the only one.
So weird, you know what I was telling you, like how we meet people for a reason, whatever. Mm-hmm. All of my closest friends and people that I know, most of them, including myself, skip all of that too and went for like something crazy. Like my first 50 miler, signed up 2 weeks before. After doing the Arizona Ironman.
That's good. Yeah,
my friend sent me the link, and he's like, okay, let me go do this.
I just ran 13. I'm sure I can run 50.
Okay, so you have 4 months to prepare for that. And now 50 milers, 9,000. I believe our 50 miler has that's a little more, like 10,000. But anyways, like
super technical.
The one that we just did, Anza Borrego, that has 6,000. And still you're climbing, but anywhere you're getting closer to the 10,000 and 50, that's it. And especially your first one, man. Like that's, so you finished it. How how was the prep leading up to it? Was there any point where like you signed up for it, and was there any doubt? I don't think so. Or, well, you tell me. Was there any doubt that you will actually show up to the race?
No, there was no doubt, but it's funny because I signed up the next day. I pulled my calf.
Oh,
I said, you know what, God, is this a sign you telling me? It took me about 2.5 weeks to really recover from that. And then I started going to like recovery lab and really getting work on my calf because I kept getting knots. I kept getting knots because all the climbing and stuff. But no, there was really like no doubt, especially when I did that 30-mile run, 6,000 feet. I said, oh, I got this in the bag. Mind you, the trail that I was doing, it was not technical, right? It was just like
that makes a
fire
huge
road.
difference.
Yeah, it was just fire road. So I'm like, I got this. I get to the race, you got to step over rocks, like uneven terrain. You kicking rocks, like, and I don't curse. I'm screaming the F word because I'm like, oh my, this is like, it's hurting, right? I've never been through this pain. So the months leading up to it, I mean, it was good. Like I'm killing I didn't miss not one because I'm paying so much for this coach. I'm like, I'm not missing any workouts. If I have to travel, I'm still getting my workout in. I'm doing everything I need to because I don't want to pay for this race and I don't want to and not be prepared for it. So I wanted to make sure that I was absolutely prepared for it. And I would say I was prepared for it. I just wasn't prepared for the technicality of the terrain.
And that's what I think is pretty awesome about ultra running, man. If you're running, if you're a road runner, and you're running like, people like, oh, I want to run Chicago, London, whatever.
Yeah.
All those roads are, I mean, you're seeing different buildings, but I mean, oh, they say LA's a little hilly, it's 1,000
Yeah.
feet in freaking America.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's no damn climb. But the point is that when you run a road, it's pretty much the same. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the cool thing. Why I think I love ultra running is that everything, man, like everything is different. They don't matter the distance. Is the terrain,
Yeah.
the technicality, the where the climbs are placed. It just makes a huge
Single
difference.
track, like
It-
you
it
gotta
just-
wait for somebody.
Yeah,
You gotta go
you're stepping
around.
literally. Sometimes I'm fucking. Some places do. There's cows. They step on cow shit. Like there's all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. Like
Yeah, where I run, there's donkey poop. You know,
yeah.
Marino.
Sometimes you see donkeys everywhere.
Yeah, the donkeys be looking at me. I'm looking at the donkeys.
One of my videos that I first saw from you, it was your video from the 50 miler. You're standing, and I think you have it pinned to the top of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
page. I love the video, man, because you're
Thank
talking
you.
about what it was like every mile. So talk a little bit about that. Kind of what you shared in the video. But how will you summarize the 50 miler? Like in
Yeah.
every way, physically, spiritually,
Yeah.
your experience, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, the first beginning of the race, I started off hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in like
You're in the
seventh
front.
place. Yeah, I'm in seventh place. I get to the first aid station. They like, oh yeah, y'all got here fast. Man, the race cooked me after that. But how I felt, I mean, physically, it was the most pain I have ever endured in my life. And I remember getting to mile 31, right? And I'm like, mile 31 was like the last cutoff time that you had to make in order for you to finish the race. And I get to mile 31. I got there like 2 hours before the cutoff time, so I'm good. And at this point, I'm supposed to see my crew. And the reason why we didn't have crew access was because the roads were blocked off. And so there were, the aid station there, but I didn't see my crew. So I was supposed to see my crew, and I remember just sitting there.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, right? So I did a whole race like crewless, basically. I mean, I had the aid stations, but like nobody cheering me on. Like I had no service.
Well, and you're looking forward, like just so people watching and maybe
Exactly,
some that are
like-
not into this, you're looking forward to
Exactly.
seeing familiar faces.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So I get to mile 31, and I go use the bathroom. So I use the bathroom. I come back out. I'm just sitting there. My feet are in pain. My whole body's aching, and this is before I knew like nutrition like I knew now. The only nutrition I was really taking in there was gels. I didn't know about like putting carbs in your drink. I was taking salt tabs, but now like I'm way
Liquid
more
carbs.
exactly now I'm way more educated, right? And so I remember sitting there, and at this time I probably already climbed like 6,000 feet or around there, and I'm looking at this next big hill, and I'm like. So I just sit there and I'm sitting there, I change my shirt and I get up and I said, all right, let's go. So I text my wife, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm crying. Like I'm literally out there crying, like tears coming down. And then, so at that point, I was in a very low point. I mean, to the point where I felt like it was hot. It was like 80 degrees. But, during running, 80 degrees.
That feels 90 though.
Yeah, that feels like 90. And then it's fire road. And so, and then you at the top of the mountain. So, like, it's beaming on you. No trees or nothing.
Everything.
Yeah, and then so, like, it just all started getting to you. And I remember I told my wife, like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. She sent me a YouTube video I posted like 5 years ago, and it was a YouTube video of me actually walking. And I did some running, but 52 miles in one day, and I had got 100,000 steps. She said, "You already did this. Like, just go out there and do this, right?" And so I guess that was my first ultra ever, right? But anyway, so, and then everybody just started sending me prayers, like, in the name of Jesus, you'll finish this race. And my sister-in-law was like, "You only got 17 miles left. You got this." My brother was like, "Man, you got this, man. Like, you out here, like, you really inspiring us. You got this." And so, like, as I'm reading the messages, I'm crying, like, they believe in me. They believe in me. And then, so yeah, man. I mean, still in agonizing pain, cause the pain don't go away, right?
No, it's not going away.
And then, but anyway, I end up finishing the race. It was dark time by the time I finished, so super dark out there. I'm telling you, when I finally seen human beings, it was the happiest moment. I think finishing that race was more fulfilling than finishing my 100-mile race. Absolutely. But yeah, and I remember falling to the ground at the end and just thanking God for it.
Yeah, I don't think with ultra running, I don't think it's really like the distances and all. It's the experiences. Every race could be different.
Yeah.
Sometimes once you've been doing it for so long, though, it kind of becomes like secondary. I was telling you that like most races, you know how you tell your family texting you?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody texting me. My sons are texting me, "Where's the remote?" But like, I'm over here, I'm out freaking 80. What are you talking about? Like, it becomes that. But like, Ansa Borrego, again, it was Victoria's first 50 miler. And I told her, and I wasn't trying to like say that like minimize or saying that it was gonna be easy. It's just hard to get up for something like big. But then the craziest thing is that it became one of my most memorable ones because I'd never been the last one at a race. I'm not gonna win a race, you know. But nowadays, Ultra Sign Up keeps track like your percentage, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like where you end up in the pack. I'm like at 60% most of the time, so I'm always a little in front of the middle.
Yeah.
Not the last one, but this one, we had to freaking dig deep, man. So we had to earn it. Not that I didn't earn the other ones, but this one, the other ones, I'm chatting with people, I'm screwing around, I'm literally posting videos, doing all kinds of stuff, though. And then, but this one, we had to dig deep. We had to really like run hard. So it's the weirdest thing that a race that you're like the last place.
Yeah.
It became one of the most memorable for various reasons because we had to dig deep. We had to, like I said.
You also running with her.
And then it's her first one, and I know how it means the world. And there was a point, I'm telling you, there was a point where like, and I did tell her because I kept telling her like, you need to find another gear. Like I know how much this means to you, but we're not gonna make it. Like we're like the next 10 miles, we have to average 15-minute pace. If you're on trails, 15-minute pace, that's not that slow.
Yeah.
Like when
especially
you,
at the end
climb
of
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
especially
mile 30 though, that's not slow. Yeah, you have to be moving. And there was a part where I remember because I ran the race 2 years ago, and you're coming up on this tree. It's a very unique tree, and it's right over the hills, the aid station where they're going to do the cutoff at 4:30. And it's literally like 2 minutes before. I'm like, we're not gonna run 2 minutes the freaking downhill. It's gonna take probably 6 minutes. I mean, we were close, but I was really like, the reality was that I think we're gonna miss the cutoff times, and I knew how crap it's gonna be for her. So I'm already thinking like what to tell her, how we're gonna go. Basically, you know, we didn't quit, but we got there. It was like 4:33, and then they allow us to continue. But I share with you that there was a lot of people that could have ran with us. Nobody did. So what I was telling her is like, yes, on paper we'll be the last ones, but technically there was 28 people or so that didn't finish, and there was another 20 that didn't show up. So guess what? There was 50 people behind us.
Yeah.
And again, that's coming from doing like a lot of big events that I done, but that was the most fulfilling. So when you say that like that 50 miler in a way was like maybe more fulfilling than a 100 miler, I mean that's because like it's your first, and I think it's pretty awesome. And like I said, you want people to prepare, don't just jump. But he's a perfect example that if you truly want to do something, man, like you can go do anything. Just prepare for it.
Exactly.
Like you know. I mean,
like think about it. I used to be 300 pounds. I went from 300 pounds to running 100 miles. That never. I'm telling you, even running a mile, not even a mile, even running a lap around the track was crazy to me. Like, coach, I'll do anything but that. Now it's like
that is pretty crazy when you look at it. When you go circle back to when you were telling in high school, you're telling me that you don't want to run little sprints.
Exactly. Like I remember in high school, I failed the fitness test. It was like 100 yard sprints, right? I failed it twice, and so I passed it my third time. I think I passed it. I think he extended the time, but I ended up passing it, I guess. But now it's like I'm this person who's, empowering people to run. I'm doing it, and honestly, it's not even to. I'm not doing it to flex my muscles. I'm literally doing it to see. I want to see what my breaking point is. I want to see to the point like, because your race is hard, so I want to see like, okay, Kevon, because my mindset right now is like I'm finishing the race. Like, there's no way I'm not gonna finish the race, right? And so that's what's in my mind right now. But I know that in this race for 62 miles, I know there's going to be a point where I'm doubting everything. Like,
Probably after the first lap.
hey, I'm gonna come back and be like, yo, he
we,
wasn't
we
lying.
had yeah, we had a gentleman that who's done 200s, and he said it. She shared with me after that he definitely was not prepared for the race, but on the 200, yeah, he first lap. He's like, nah, it's not happening. But also sometimes when you already have the experience, you know what it's gonna take, and if you know you're not gonna have it, you ain't gonna do that 10 times.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah,
just like, okay, you know what?
yeah, yeah,
And just so you know too, is this, without a race, like I get to interact. Sometimes people ask me a question or a lot of questions. I literally give my cell phone numbers, like just call me. And they
yeah.
find it kind of interesting because like most race directors, they maybe reply to your email, they don't talk to you.
Mm,
But for me, anyone that signs up for my race and shows up, dude, I want you guys to finish. I
yeah,
want you to win. And when people don't, when I say I take it personally, not in a negative way, but it sucks, man, because I really want people,
yeah.
especially when a lot of people do share. Someone will message me and be like, I'm running this race for my mom. Like,
Mm,
the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, that's
yeah,
what the kind of theme is around, and we have an altar. So when people are sending me that, and then I'm just seeing them drop DNF and they just didn't put in the trainer or for whatever reason,
mm,
like I feel it personally like a failure in a way. But
mm,
but I do tell people, for me, failure is never finding out your limits, never even daring to do something hard.
yeah,
That's failure. Or signing up for things and you legitimately know that you're just not showing up because you don't want to fail.
yeah,
But if you show up, I told you that's 80% of the win. But like, yeah, I'm excited for that for you because I know that you know that what's ahead, and I know that you got to put in the work.
oh yeah,
And we
absolutely.
already talked about it with next month, and we do put it publicly. Anybody that wants to join us, we'll
Mm,
set up a date for probably the beginning of the year, which
mm.
is already next month, and then and then we'll get out to if you've never been at our course, we'll just so you know what to expect,
Mm-hmm.
and then just put in the work.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be exciting. So you finish your 50 miler. How how long did it take for you to like sign up for the 100 miler?
Um, I mean, I wasn't really pressed onto because my brother-in-law he wanted to do a marathon together. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's sign up. We signed up for the LA marathon. Did that. I did 4 marathons this year and the 100-mile race, and I was like, dang, I'm really enjoying it. It hurt less. I'm like, I'm really
Yeah, yeah,
it. You run out there for less than 4 hours, like you good, right?
yeah.
And then I'm like, man, I want because I told myself like if you watch my documentary on my 50-mile race, my
Did you put it on YouTube?
yeah, it's on
Okay,
YouTube. So the
gotcha. Yeah.
guy asked me, he says, "What's next?" And I laugh, I chuckle and say, "100 miles." That's how, and then the video ends, right? And so in the back of my head, I'm like, "All right, Kevon, like." I mean, a lot of people didn't even watch the video, but you already told yourself,
You put it out there in the world.
yeah, like I'm doing 100 miles. So that's why I'm doing 200 miles. I'm gonna do your race,
Yeah, I believe you
and I'm
too.
going to finish.
I
Like
believe
that's
you.
the
I
goal.
believe.
Hey, I got 4 days to do it, so we're gonna have to do that somehow. But anyway, so I'm thinking to myself, man, I want to do a 100-mile race. I'm gonna just find a 100-mile race near me, right? So I looked up a 100-mile race on Ultra Sign Up, and the first one that came up was this race in Hemet. It's a 1 mile loop. I was like, dang, that sounds challenging, right? A 1 mile loop. I was like, okay, I guess so. So I did that. I signed up for it. And I knew it was a lot of climbing. It was like 5,000 feet of climbing, so not bad at all. I mean, you're going to feel it towards the end, but it wasn't bad at all. And I was like, okay, now that you signed up for this 100, you have to train.
Right.
And it's crazy. Like every time I sign up for a race, I get injured somehow. Like soon as I signed up for the race, I had a bad hip. I could not run past 11 miles. Like I could not do it. And mind you, I probably could if my life was depending on it, but it
Yeah,
hurt
yeah.
too much, right? But I end up getting therapy on it, and I end up being good. And I always tell people this is crazy. I don't know if you ever heard it. Have you ever heard of phantom pains? So every single time I taper for a race, right? So this before my 50-mile race, this happened to me before a marathon and before this race. So before the 50-mile race, the day before, I felt sick. And I'm like, bro, I got all these people coming out here, like 13 people coming out here to watch me run. I'm not going to be able to run it tomorrow. The next morning, I felt fine. Before this race, 8 days, my SI joint started hurting. And this is a pain that I dealt with like the beginning of 2024 where I couldn't even walk past a mile for a month and a half. And so I'm like, bro, how am I going to do this race? Anyway, the day of the race, and I remember being so frustrated because I'm like, I still feel it. Um, Lo and behold, it went numb. So I was able to run the race. And your SI joint is the joint connecting the sacrum and the hip. So you feel in your lower back, you feel in your buttocks, and you feel in your hip. So like it just hurts, right? But I was able to run the race, and so yeah, like just preparing for it, I knew that okay, Kevon, the longest run you want to get in is probably 6 hours 40 miles. So I did a 6 hour 40 mile run. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna run anything more because even after the 40 miles, it tore my body up, right? I was able to run 2 days after, but like it still tore my body up. I said, no, all right, I don't need to run any more than this. But that gave me the confidence that say, okay, we got this. And so, I mean, like you said, if you put the work in, you have all the confidence in the world. So I knew that as long as I didn't have a medical emergency, I was going to finish this race. Like I knew I had 100 miles in me.
And that's crazy when when you don't put in the work, but you still
He still got the confidence.
no, I don't. So I was gonna share, yeah, going out to this 50 miler.
Uh-huh.
I was kind of like more like on the just the experience, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew damn well there was no confidence, so I think it was raining the other day before the race or whatever. And I grabbed the umbrella. Dude, I did like 6 miles outside, and I just literally not in November. I did like 26 miles.
Yeah.
So definitely on the fitness level, there was no confidence.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend, she's a personal trainer. She's freaking fit, dude, and she's been putting in that miles. So I was like, I even told her, it's like, I knew it was not gonna happen, bro. I just said it. It's like, if at some point for whatever reason, like you're feeling great and you're moving, and I'm dragging ass, just go. I'll find my way to the finish line. And I told her she didn't even listen to that. I think she ignored what I said. But no, it's like that's what I hope that people do. But sometimes if you've done it long enough, you can pull yourself through some stuff just based on just great determination. But you don't want to do that all the time, man. You don't want to do that. And that's what I'm trying to, I guess, do what I'm preaching people to do, and that's why. The Saturday was the race. Sunday we both felt pretty freaking sore.
Yeah, I bet.
But then Monday I got 15 miles on the bike. So I was telling you though, I'm gonna have to incorporate a lot more biking.
Yeah.
To supplement like for the just for the endurance part. You know, because I know running I can't put in certain miles. You know, at this point. So that's what I'm trying to do today. Before you came in, I did another like 6 miles on the bike, and tomorrow I'll run. But but yeah, you have to put in the work. I hope that people put in the work. You know.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, and I told you when we was texting, you have the type of race you're not gonna accidentally
Yeah,
finish.
you said that. And it was cool when you said that because I literally that's kind of like what's been on my mind this whole time with my race, is that that's what I wanted to have, and that's what I have. I want to have a race that, yeah, maybe it's gonna deter some people from signing up because if you the thing on the description is if you're looking to PR or an easy race, this is not it. I'm advertising it's a business, but I'm really deterring people from signing up if you're not gonna put in the work.
You literally put
If
that
you're not
on the
gonna
side.
if you're not gonna put in the work, then you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
And but I have a few people that just to share with you, I have a and I'll mention them by name. We have a friend Joseph. Last year he ran him and a couple of friends ran the 100 miler. Uh, Three of them, they all DNF. One of them, Horacio, came back in April and actually podium in our 100K, and he was determined to do the 100 miler, and he did it.
Yeah.
Joseph DNF last year the 100 miler, and he actually took I believe it's second place this year. I had another friend of mine, Rocky, who DNF last year the 100K.
Yeah.
This year came back and won the 100K. So we do get a lot of people DNFing, but I seen a lot of people that were never gonna come back.
Yeah.
But then I seen a lot of them that don't just come back, but they come back in a big way, and that's what you hope is like. Okay, like that's I think that's what determines like what you have.
Yeah.
Like, and doesn't matter like it's so a quote or cliche, but it's like it's not how many times you fail, how many times how many times you're gonna get back up, and that's what I'm hoping for. And I think I share that with you too. That it's like one. I don't know if it's an advice, but I will tell people, you know, you have to let go of the fear of failure or what if I don't make it or like the whole confidence thing. It's like you're not gonna find out, but if you sit at home and you decided to do something but you don't follow through, you're already saying no to yourself and you're already lying to yourself. So you just gotta follow through. What was that 100 miles that you did? What's the name of it?
It was called Bountiful.
Bountiful.
Yeah.
And when was that?
November 29th. So I didn't even get to eat Thanksgiving.
Wait, this November?
Yeah.
Oh, you just did it then?
Yeah.
Oh, that was last month. But bro, why does it feel like it's so far away? You literally just did 100 miles a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Bro,
like less
that's
than 2 weeks ago.
What
Yeah.
No wonder, because I seen your videos like limping around and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm walking better now. My runs, we easing back into it.
Was that on some type of vineyard or something?
It was at a ranch, so it was a 1
Okay,
mile
because I
loop at a
thought some
ranch.
type of plantation. I saw some.
Yeah.
It looked like a farm.
Yeah. So it was like a grape. It
Where
was a
was
lot
it?
of grapefruit.
What city?
Hemet.
Oh, Hemet.
Yeah, so not too far.
So for that one, what was your prep? How long?
Yeah, so I prep for it. My preps really don't be longer than 4.5 months for a certain race. So I started in August, so all of August, September, October, and then basically all of November. So 4 months, right? And so yeah, so I already knew that I've done marathons, so I have a pretty good engine on me. But my goal for this race was just to lose a little bit of weight. So I got down from like 202 probably to about 192. So I lost like 10 pounds, gained some muscle. I should have been hitting legs, but I wasn't. But gradually, first stay injury free, because I know that. So I was starting off at like 54 miles a week, right? I got all the way up to 85 miles in a week.
Yeah, that's actually a lot, dude.
Yeah, so I went up 31 miles, and then my longest run was a 40. I did a 31 mile run, and then 2 weeks later I did a 40 mile run. And so yeah, so every single day, my once I got up to like the 70s and 80s, every day was at least 11 miles. First thing in the morning, get 11 miles in. Then I ain't gonna lie, towards the end of the prep, I was like, man, I can even have energy to do to like lift weights and stuff. Now I'm just like, all right, because I've been dieting and all that, so my energy is low. I'm just ready for the race. And then my taper was about, I tapered for about 10 to 14 days. And then I carved up, so I ate 800 carbs on a Wednesday, 1,000. I was supposed to, I don't even think I got to those numbers. 1,000 on Thursday, which was Thanksgiving. So I didn't even eat Thanksgiving food. I just ate regular food, like rice and pasta and bananas. No, not too many bananas, but pancakes and bagels and all that. And then Friday, 800. And then Saturday, I was ready to rock and roll.
Well, for someone who hasn't been doing that for that long, I think it's probably the fact that you had a coach. When you did it, you definitely learned a lot. And you're doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
That
So this last
most
one I didn't
people
have
are
a
not even
coach.
But you learned a lot.
Yeah, I
from
learned
freaking-
exactly. I learned a lot from my coach, and I was like, oh, I could do this
Even
myself.
the mileage that you're putting in, man, like maybe like on some of the elites that are getting into those numbers.
Yeah.
Most people they're not even putting that much. But that then again, too, the advantage you have is your age.
Yeah.
Like definitely, if I tried to put in like 60 miles, I would not even make it to the race. I would like my freaking body will fall apart.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that's what comes with it. Like right now, you're finding like what you can do, and again, you have the youth and the discipline, so you'll be completely fine. I would say honestly, for 100K, man, I would train like if I was training for 100 miles.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, because you said
Because
you're
you got to
100K.
look at the time. You got to.
Yeah.
So one thing is that it's not so much the miles. You look at the time of like what it's taking. Now, mind you, the times that you're looking for the 100K right now, that was the 10-mile loop.
Oh, that was?
Yeah.
So that was a 10-mile loop last year?
Yes.
And now you're making a 20-mile
It's
loop.
a 20-mile loop. So I can tell you that the 20-mile loop is gonna take most people. So this Hannibal, who did our 200 miler, he's done like every distance. He's podium on all of them. He's down in San Diego. So now he won't be alone. I don't know how to like say it when I say that, because when you look at that ultra running, there's always, I mean, how do you politically right say it? There's not a lot of minorities in ultra running. It's a wide sport.
Yeah,
like
it is,
ultra
yeah.
running. Yeah. So
I'll be the only black person every run.
every run. So Hannibal's black. So you'll be the second one.
okay.
Like, you'll be there. But even myself, when I was at a lot of the races, I'd be like the only Hispanic. And there's a lot of Latinos running, but that's a whole nother topic. But that's kind of what I also trying to do with my race. I'm trying to bring more minorities, more people that are like maybe not typically doing this kind of sports, you know, besides playing soccer, like, you know, just open it up.
Yeah.
But Hannibal, he owns a gym. He's in San Diego, an XPT.
Okay.
And he's a beast, dude. Like, I know him from Spartan Race over the years. So his first lap on the 20-mile lap, it was 4:45. which
4 hours and 45 minutes. Oh, so he was moving.
is ridiculous. So yeah, that next lap did not look like that. Everybody slow down, but so I want to give you like a sense of what it takes. Um, Last time I did the 20-mile loop, I did like in 7 hours and a half. But that was not me like goofing around. That's just hiking, running, moving. But when you're doing it multiple times, even like the people that are like, I would say pretty elite, they start slowing down a lot.
Yeah.
This I will say is my ultra hero. His name is Ruperto Romero. He's 62. Up into this race, he had won my 100-miler down. He's been the only winner. The first year, the second year, he was coming for a 3-time to win a race. Unfortunately, a lot of times happen is your stomach.
Yeah.
He couldn't hold on the food, but he was running some fast, like 4 hours in change loops.
Oh, wow.
But then after that, like I would say the average like people, dude, they're out there someone for like 10 hours, 9 hours.
For a
But
20-mile loop?
but I will say, if I had to guess, how long did the 100 miler took you?
It took me a little bit under 26.
26, but you say it's like pretty much on the climbing 5,000?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, yeah, like ours was like 22,000. So it's like a huge.
Yeah, exactly.
26. I would say, honestly, man, like if you're averaging like 7 hours, you can think of this like, oh, well, you're going to have to find out for yourself when we go and you kind of get a gauge. Because I don't know, like you're going to find out how you're moving on the flats. Like I said, the downhills, dude, many people can run. You don't want to get injured there.
Yeah.
So when I said if you can average 7 hours, 8-hour loops, that's not even bad at all. It's good. Some people will hear that and think like, nah. Unless it's like some really, really elite.
Yeah.
But even on the elite level, man, their lap times drop to like 7 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah, because I know, so I have a loop too, and I know when I do 20 miles on the loop, it's 4,000 feet of climbing. And usually when I do that, it takes me 4 hours to do it, right? On a really, really good day, I can do it in like 350. Bad day, maybe like 420. But you told me it took somebody 12 hours. I'm like, man, like. So,
I mean, they were stopping at that point because they were on the 200. But I think, yeah, when I tell you like for someone to do my loop in 4 hours, like nobody has done it. The fastest one-time loop is Ruperto, who at 62 this year he was podiuming at AC 100.
Oh wow!
And he's won Kodiak, San Diego. He's won all of them, dude. He's legit. He's a fucking legend, dude.
So I know. Honestly, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Whatever my expectation is at these races, I always do worse. So it's like I'm always like I never exceed my expectations. So, I mean, the goal is I had 30 hours, right?
30 hours.
So the goal is to finish. At the end of the day, the goal is to finish. No matter how long it takes.
You just can't have like anything like you can't go past it. If you get in close to 10 hours, that it can happen somewhere in the middle or the end.
Yeah.
But as long as all of your laps are not. But I have a feeling though you're gonna do. I think on this one you'll probably do better than you think. Because again, it's not like we're trying to hype it up or make it like it's impossible. But I feel like you're gonna check it out and you're gonna train accordingly.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do well. I tell people just climb. Like I suck at climbing, but I'm pretty fast on the downhills. But even me being fast on the downhills, you really have to be conservative on the downhills.
Yeah.
That way you have it. That way you can move on the flats. You know. But yeah, definitely whatever numbers people think was like, I think this is the best example that I tell people. Anza Borrego took me 13 hours the first time I did it. This time it took us 14. Carolina 50 miler, I've done it like 6 times or 4 or 5, I forgot the numbers. But I done them in 10 hours. My 50 miler, it will legit take me 20 hours. Though. Like legit. My 50 miler will take me 20 hours. Like, so that kind of like almost doubles up whatever number you think.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna do good, man.
Yeah,
you're gonna do
like
it.
my training. Like I'm already excited to train for it. Like I'm about to go into prep. So next week, depending on how I feel, I'm either gonna start next week or like the week of Christmas. And yeah, I'm gonna just go 100% in. I'm gonna give it everything I have. Nutrition dialing. I told you I want to lose more weight for it, just so the climbs could be easier. Downhills easier on my knees and my quads. So I mean, I'm super excited. To me. I've been telling people like, yeah, this the hardest 100K that you gonna find in America. That's
Oh,
what I've been telling
like I
people.
don't, it's no lie. It's again. I think it has to do same thing with the downhills that are pretty much straight down.
Yeah,
And for some people, they have the ability to just run those hills. I'm one of them. Like those downhills, this is where like I didn't make. Like this is where I run, and
yeah,
I love them.
yeah,
But for some people, it's very hard. Like just like it sucks climbing for me. Like, but I'm good at going
yeah.
downhills. But
I'm excited to check it out.
I will say definitely, we'll set up a day for the beginning of the year. But definitely get yourself some poles, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
don't know. I don't
those
have any
Lakey
poles.
poles, they're really popular. There's one's called Black Diamonds,
Uh huh.
uh, pretty popular too. Because it's different than the hiking poles. I wish I had them, but I left them at the race. like, they fold up pretty easy, and you put them away, and they're
Yeah,
hella light, dude.
yeah.
They're carbon fiber. They're fast, but they make a huge difference.
Okay.
They make a huge difference, and so maybe get some poles and start running with them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna order some soon, like tomorrow.
Yeah. So as far as the fitness, I mean, it feels like once you're doing this, we're just something that we always keep doing it.
Yeah.
Um, you were talking about your brother-in-law, like getting into and
Hmm.
doing it. What do you think about that? Like we were talking about as far as like certain ethnicities that they're not at certain sports presence. Does that ever come to mind? Like now you being one of them? And same thing when I was at Cocodona, I saw one other black dude over there. I think
Yeah.
one or two
Yeah.
maybe.
Uh huh.
And overall, there's not a lot of it. Even
Yeah.
Latinos too. There's a few of them.
Yeah.
So do you ever think about that as far as like what potentially like what impact you can do like for maybe getting more people into ultra running?
Yeah. I mean, even before I contacted you, I was thinking about hosting my own race, and really like trying to get people to come. But I mean, I love that he's running. I love that he's into it because it's funny because at this race I did last, and the people who were like there helping out, they were like, "Oh yeah, we seen your family." I'm like, "How you know it's my family? Just because they're black? Like, how you know I didn't come with other people,
That's
right?"
hilarious, dude.
Um, but yeah, I mean, you don't see too many, and I definitely people always tell me like that's a white man sport, right? It's a white person sport. I mean, they out here killing it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna take that from them. But I mean, shoot, they have a heart just like me. They have blood just like me. And I honestly, I might not be one of the elites, but I still could get out there and give it my best. And so, just showing people that if you really want to do something, and that's why I love these physical challenges because at a certain point in the race, your legs are gone. Like the physicality just goes out the window. Now it's all about mental toughness. Are you
Yeah.
willing to endure the pain? Because the pain, I tell like the last 10 miles of my 100-mile race, that's why it took me so long because I was scheduled to finish in like 23 hours, but I couldn't run. I
Yeah, it's just
legit could
walking.
not run. Like so, I had to like literally. I was walking like 18-minute paces. And then I was stopping too because my feet was hurting so much I couldn't run. And so I think like okay, and it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was mental toughness. I was like I got 11 miles left. Let's go out here and do it because I did 101 miles. I was like let's go out here and do it. And I did it right because I knew and I always tell people the reason I don't quit these races is because the pain I'm feeling right there in that moment will not be anything compared to the pain that I feel that if I don't finish the race. You get what I'm saying? So the pain you feeling in the race, like that pales in
Oh yeah, the
comparison.
regrets, the what ifs.
Exactly. What if I would have kept going? Like as long as I'm not dying, I could finish this race, or I could keep as long as I make the cutoff times. Like if I don't make a cutoff time, I'm back by an hour. Then it just wasn't my day. But as long as I'm walking, as long as I'm breathing, as long as I'm not about to die, I'm still gonna move forward.
Yeah, and when you were saying that, I actually thought about your the beginning of the interview of what you shared about your past,
Yeah.
and that's what I always think about it. Whenever situations, what I lived through, my own depressions, my own dark moments to not want to be here and take my own life, whatever like that.
Hmm.
Whenever I would do hard events, man, I would just think of that. It's like
Yeah.
there's nothing in this race. Being cold, being no pain is gonna compare to the pain that I experienced in other things in my life.
Yeah.
So when you were saying that, I actually thought about that. Is when you were saying about like no pain here, I was just thinking that like, dude, like there's nothing that we can put on ultra that can come close to what you lived through as a child, bro. That's
Exactly.
like all the things you lived through, man. There's nothing that is gonna compare to that, you know.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, if you're doing ultras, if you're doing anything hard like that, everybody around you is feeling the same stuff, man.
Exactly.
We all been eating freaking goose for like so long. We're drinking.
Like you hear
freaking,
people during the race,
yeah,
like I'm
bro.
never doing this. This is so stupid. Like you
Yeah,
saying the
I
same
would
thing.
say
Like,
all the time, bro.
why am I even out here? Like, come on, Kevon. Like, who are you trying to prove this to? Like, you start doubting everything. But I love this quote that I heard from Nick Barrett. He said, "Doubt is only dangerous when you believe it yourself." Because the whole world could doubt you.
Oh yeah.
But as soon as you start to doubt yourself, that's when it becomes dangerous. And I want one of those medals. That medal is beautiful.
Yeah.
I need that. I need that medal.
It's a big old medal.
You might as well give it to me right now. 'Cause I'm gonna get it anyway. So you might.
I know, right? We should just put your name on it. And
Yeah,
then
you might as well. You might
I'll
as well
have it
engrave
ready.
it. No, but that's
Yeah,
amazing.
we put a lot of thought into all of our stuff, like our medals and stuff like that. Not because like, nobody really. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me take it back. I was gonna say nobody really does certain race for a medal, but I share with you that I have to do my 100 miler, and I can tell you like I really love that 200-mile buckle.
Yeah.
But I'll say right now, I'm never gonna wear this one because I'm not doing it. I'm like I
You
say,
say I'm not
you're
doing
27, bro. Like I'm good.
I still got
I'm
time.
good. But this one for the 100 miler, I want to wear it. I have boots, bro. When I go to Mexico, I have my hat, I have everything. I want to wear it, but I can't wear it right now and I have to do it on my own. So it's gonna be
You gotta earn it, huh?
it's gonna be interesting because I can't do it during the regular race. Obviously,
Yeah.
some people ask me, "Do you run during your race?" Like, do you have a clue what the hell it takes to put on a freaking race?
You stressing
like,
and
oh,
stuff.
bro,
You gotta make
it's
sure everybody's okay.
yeah. I mean, that's a huge responsibility. That's what I think of races sometimes that are point to point, like the one that we just did.
Yeah.
And I think about it as like, I don't think I'm built for like anything like 100 miler that is point to point. Because
Yeah.
that way I run things, man. I'm all over the trail. Like I'll either be on a bike or on an off-road vehicle, and I try to get ahead of the runners when I start off. Like I start off one day, I'll have a horse, and I'll start off with the horse. I saw a race that they did that in Europe, but I start off like when they get sent off, I'm in front of the runners. Most like that November race at nighttime, starts at night. I have like something in my back, but I'm in front of the runners with my freaking bike. It's like an electric bike, and then I get to the hill, drop the bike, and I get to the top, and like runners like, what the hell, he's up here. Then as soon as the last runner comes in, I run my ass down, grab the bike, run to the next hill. I'm at the second hill. So I'm all over the freaking race.
Yeah.
If it was point to point, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think I could, it's just not in me. I know that we people sign waivers and they're responsible for their own selves. But there's no way, like in this last race, like from mile 35 to 50, and that once you enter, like there's a sign, it's like the Ansa Borrego desert. It's a freaking desert you entering. There was not one living like animals, but not another person in those trails because everybody else didn't continue. It was just me and my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So we were in this freaking 15-mile stretch in the mountains in the desert, though, and just not a soul. There was nobody from the race until we got to the aid station, like at mile 45. But there's nobody out there. And for me personally, I couldn't, like, just because you're standing, I could not be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's
I just couldn't.
there's some races, and I mean, I watch the documentaries and stuff, and there don't be an aid station or something for like 25 miles. He's just like, bro, there's a lot could happen in 25 miles.
Bro, I think at one point there was this big ass rattlesnake that she told me, did you hear that noise? I'm like, what noise? And it was like, what the fuck? It was a rattlesnake. I mean, it wasn't that close to me, but it basically told me, get out of my way.
Yeah.
Like it was on the side of the bushes. And then at one point there was all these there was a pack of coyotes, bro. They were like,
I'm gonna have to bring my gun.
We're pretty near about
just
that.
Have it on me.
No, dude. But yeah, so for me, I'm like all over the race, and yeah, it does come with some of like the stress. I don't know if it's stress. I don't know what it is, man. But it is because, I mean, I'm thinking of Veronica right now. She's the female that has finished the 100-miler the last 2 years. So there's no other female that has finished it twice. Like I said, there's only 5 total in 3 years. But she's done it last year and this year. And yeah, I remember clearly, like on her last lap before she climbed the third climb, we roll up next to them, and I did give her like a soda. She chugged it, puked it right in front of me. And at that point, you're very sleep deprived. She's looking rough, though. And it's like, I'm always worried because now you're about to climb that. You're going to go on this craziest downhill that there is a lot of rocks out there and stuff like. So I'm always conscious of that. But it doesn't matter, not from the liability part, because it's like, again, everybody, knows what they're doing. At any point, you could just don't go on it. You
Yeah.
did the first lap and you think it's too damn dangerous, you think it's too sketchy, don't run it.
Yeah.
Like you always have that thing. But for me, it's still always like I want people to be good, man.
Yeah.
Like I want people so that's like there's a lot that goes into putting on, like you say about putting it on your resume. If you ever want to do that, I had people reach out to me and like, I want to do this, I want to do, but then sometimes once I tell them like,
Everything that it takes.
yeah, maybe next year,
Maybe
maybe ever.
Yeah.
It's of course anything is possible, but I also do think I have a couple of friends, um, Daniel SoCal Trail, like people that we're trying to, there's ways to help each other.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people to run.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we will want to continue to grow the sport, continue to like empower
Definitely.
people.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you want to add? Anything that we might have missed? I mean, have you say you're writing a book, right?
Uh, I haven't like
But when
I'm
you say your
starting on
memoir,
it.
like, is that like your biography or
Yeah, so basically like just going in more in depth of like what
your
I've been
life?
through, what I learned, and
When would that be out?
the goal is 2027. That's the
Okay.
goal. So it won't be coming out in 2026. I got to really focus on my dissertation, which is going to be like 200 pages, and then I'm gonna focus on the book.
Would it be also like an audible where you be
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
be talking
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm
yourself?
definitely gonna put it on Audible. Absolutely, for
I
sure.
wonder why some people choose to have somebody else talk and they're like, well,
Uh,
obviously you would have to do it yourself because shit like
yeah,
that's you
yeah. I
have the
mean, maybe
ability.
they're not the best reader. I mean, it's a lot to read. So I mean, yeah. It's there's so many reasons, but yeah, I definitely want to be the one actually reading my book for sure.
And you say you're working on a podcast too.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm working on a podcast. First episode should be shot this month. Hopefully they come out this month or starting early next year.
What's your goal with that with your podcast? I don't know if I said it in the beginning of the video or not. Again, we're going live. We don't have nothing scripted. We're just
Yeah.
talking. I told you with my intention with this live videos is no matter what platform the person already has,
Mm,
is to expose them to whoever is looking at our stuff.
yeah.
And once it's on the internet, it's there. Like
Yeah.
other people can view it, and it's people that maybe from the running perspective, maybe I don't have you know David Goggins sitting right here. I
Mm,
probably can't get David Goggins, but there's people that are equally as impactful as him.
yeah.
They just haven't heard their story yet.
Yeah.
For some. But what's your what are you trying to do with the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, similar to like you have people come on, tell their stories, like
Mm-hmm.
where they came from, where they are now, what got them to that point, and really at the end of the day, just empower others, right? I want to have people from different fields, not just
Right, not just
runners,
running.
but people who do interesting things and just really, like you said, get them out there, but also have people have an open eye towards other things that they don't even imagine.
Right.
And so, I mean, and that's how, like, and then just share information, like people who are professionals, experts. I want to have a plethora of people just telling their stories and really just, again, empower the world
Right.
and show people that, we all go through stuff, but it's your decision if you're going to make it out.
Nice. When we edit the video, we're not gonna edit the video, but you can edit the caption. I can add any like links.
Mm.
Where can people find like to book you? I guess for
Yeah.
like engagements and things like that.
Definitely. So my website is just kevonlee.com. So if you look up my name, Kevon Lee, my website will pop up. You could look on there, book me. If you want to send me a message, you can send me a message. If you want to book a call with me, that's all on there as well. Social medias are all Kevon Empower.
Are you doing anything else with your LLC with your company, where like I don't know, like what do they call those life coaches? Is
Yeah,
that
so
something that
I'm
you're doing
actually a
too?
mentor
Okay.
right now, and I mentor young adults who want to become speakers, but my main population is mentoring foster youth.
Got it.
Yeah, so later in the future, I definitely do want to do like life coaching, even come out with a curriculum for people who want to become a speaker.
And your website is the book available on your website too?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
KevonLee.com. And if you order it from if you order it from Amazon, I don't see that book. But if you order it from KevonLee.com, I'll send it signed.
And I'm gonna read it. Like I never thought I'd be reading a children's book. My kids are big as hell, but I am gonna read it and then I'm gonna give it to my nephew.
Definitely.
I'm gonna give it to my nephew. But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure. I think what I would love to do and the best thing about social media, it can have a lot of negative stuff, but the
Yeah.
most positive things that it's been for me is that there's no other way that I would ever connect it with him.
Yeah.
And also too, like if you're out there and you ever find something interesting or you find something that you think you want to find about someone, just reach out to them. You never know. You can't look at it and be like, nah, they're not gonna want to, or be
Yeah.
shy. I feel pretty confident, man. I talk to people like I know them because I know that there's nothing hidden. I know that like my intention is good.
Yeah.
You know, I told them, you know, you want to come a little early, we have dinner together.
Yeah, man, we ate some
And
fire
yeah,
steaks.
man, we had some food. And by
Exactly.
the time, honestly, after I finished eating, I was kind of like, oh man, like, oh shit, we still gotta talk, like, you know, we still
Yeah.
gotta do that. But you know, we're gonna get together for the run, and then as many times as you want to go there, like if, as long as I'm around, or even if you don't know what it is, you can go and go out there. But sometime after the race, like we'll get together again, and I would like to do just your post race.
Oh, I gotta finish now.
Not necessarily right after the race, but like
Yeah.
sometime after that, I would like to get
Definitely.
your experience, and then I'll be excited to see you out there. Like one thing with ultras, you do get like every. I mean, for some people, they all might look the same. I purposely kind of always try to be out there, but
Yeah.
in ultras, you get to see a lot of, you know, you
Yeah.
go through the ringer, man. You go through a lot of personalities, a lot of different things. You know, sometimes you want to be alone, sometimes you want like a fucking hug, dude. Like you go through everything, man. But it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, man, honestly, like I really appreciate you being
Yeah,
here.
thank you
We're
for
gonna
having me.
turn this off, and then we'll start sharing maybe some tips from this stuff, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And where is it? Okay.